What's going on, everyone? It is the Lego Detective here, and it's finally time to take a look at all 22 Lego Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts collectible minifigures in this collectible minifigure series. And these have been extremely long awaited. I personally have been looking forward to these figures more than the actual sets, just because I love pretty much all the characters in here. There are a few figures that I don't like, and I will express my thoughts quite thoroughly. There are 22 figures. There are 16 Harry Potter figures, starting with Harry himself in his school robes and going until Dumbledore right there. And then there are 6 Fantastic Beasts figures, because they are all really, really great, starting with Newt and ending in Percival Graves. So, yeah. In terms of normal minifig series, which have 16 figures, you have 16 Harry Potter figures, but then the addition of the 6 Fantastic Beasts figures. So, yeah, I am really, really excited. These Harry Potter figures are spread throughout different characters and different appearances and different ages of characters or appearances of characters from pretty much all of the 8 movies. And then Fantastic Beasts characters in the back are all based off of the first movie. I'm very, very excited to get into looking at these figures. So we're going to start off with Harry. So here he is, the first minifigure in the series, and it is Harry Potter in his school uniform. Now, this series has seen the introduction of a number of new molded pieces or new cloth pieces, and I just love it for that. And one of probably the most revolutionary new mold for Lego that's been created in probably many years are these new mid-sized legs. Let me just remove the figure from the base right there, and you can see those legs. They are a plate taller than short legs, but a plate shorter than normal Lego legs, and they are posable, and pretty much all of the Hogwarts school uniform characters and a few of the other characters, like just in casual clothing, but they're still Hogwarts students. Those characters all have these new mid legs, and they are completely revolutionary. And I can tell you for sure, this is not just going to be seen in Lego Harry Potter. This is going to make its way to other Lego themes, Lego City, possibly Lego Ninjago if we ever see the introduction of maybe a younger teenage character. And this version of Harry, and also most of the other characters using these medium-sized legs, are meant to represent that character from books 3 through 4. This version of Harry, you can tell, is based upon book 4 from that long hair. He does come with Hedwig. I'm just going to remove Hedwig from Harry. We can get a better look at his school robes. As you can see, it is a black torso, and printed on, we do have the Gryffindor vest on there, kind of printed underneath. We do actually have a new face print for Harry's face, and he does appear a bit older than the ones that you would see in the sets, because the ones in the sets, that version of Harry and Ron and Hermione, are all based upon years 1 and 2. So I definitely appreciate that face. I quite like that. When you turn him around to the back, you can see that he does have a bit of back printing there. So, yeah, there is Harry Potter, and this figure is really, really evading me. When I was searching my Lego store, I actually only found one of him. I want to get multiples of him, because he just has a really, really great torso to use not only for other versions of Harry at different ages, but also just other generic Gryffindor students. And Ron and Hermione also, which I'm going to show you next, they also have different variations of the Gryffindor robes. So let's get straight into Hermione. So here she is, Hermione Granger, and this is clearly based upon years 3 and 4. She has the mid legs just like Harry, and she actually has a slightly different print on the torso. As you can see, Harry's right there, he just kind of had his robes open like that, and Hermione has kind of them closed shut, like with a little clasp or whatnot. Also, one thing which I forgot to mention with Harry is that since these are the newer style of wands, which you can see on pretty much nearly all of the figures, in the series. At least pretty much all the figures that use magic come with wands, and that's nearly all of them. They do come on the little sprues, just like that. So whenever you get a figure like Harry or Hermione, you are going to be getting 2 wands, which I really like, because if you have an extra one, if you lose it, but also for people that have a lot of the older Lego Harry Potter figures, you can use the new wands with the older figures. And I really like that, because I have probably about like 20, maybe even more than that, extra wands, and it's really, really convenient to use them and have them for other figures. Now, Hermione does come with Crookshanks, her cat. However, it isn't super accurate to Crookshanks. This is a cat mold that's been around for a while, I believe a few years, and it's just been remolded in this color. I believe this is the first time that we're getting the cat mold in this dark orange color. It does have a little print on that. I'm just going to take away Crookshanks for a second, move Hermione to the center of the base, and you can take a better look at her. Now, she does use the Pop Star hairpiece, which personally I'm not the biggest fan of. Let's just turn her around real quick, just so you can see the back. And she does have some back printing. It's actually the same as Harry, just kind of showing the little hood right there. Just gonna turn her back around. Oh, whoops. And yeah, I like the face. Mine was kind of printed a bit low on the head, which is just a bit unfortunate. Actually, I got 2 Hermiones. Both of them have a little error. One of them has the pupils of the eyes and the lipstick are completely misaligned from the mouth and the eyes and eyebrows. So essentially, the black coloring was a bit misaligned with the other colors used on the face. And then this one, it's kind of low on the head. It's just unfortunate, but, you know, Lego doesn't put as much money into making the collectible minifig series figures. Just in general, they're slightly less higher end, even though these figures do have a lot of detail. That's how it's been pretty much since day one. Just the printing quality hasn't been exactly the best. But, yeah, it is Hermione. I think that it is good to get this hairpiece in brown, because we haven't seen it before in brown. But, yeah, let's move on to Ron. So here is Ron, again, another variant of the Gryffindor robes. This time, he still has the robes on, like the black robes, but he isn't wearing the sweater. He just has the white shirt and the tie. As you can see, Harry had the actual sweater going on, and Hermione just had the robes kind of closed up at the front. So I do appreciate this variation. I do really like the face used for Ron. I just wish he had freckles. And I feel like the hairpiece, which is the new Han Solo hairpiece, perfectly captures his look from Prisoner of Azkaban. Speaking of Prisoner of Azkaban, we do have Scabbers right there, which interestingly has a little print on his head with some fur details, so that's just kind of interesting. And then when you rotate him to the back, same back printing as Hermione and Harry. Again, no back face printing similarly to them. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Ron. Figure number 4 in the series is Draco Malfoy in his Quidditch uniform, based off of the second movie or the second book, because he didn't become the Seeker and he didn't even join the Quidditch team until book 2. And the Quidditch match set was based off of book 1. Honestly, I feel like they should have just included this Draco in that set and just called it a book 2 set instead, because I feel like we could have used a different variant of Draco. This is the only version in this series. However, I do really appreciate the use of the new Snitch piece, because I'm not planning on getting the Quidditch match set, and that's a really, really nice new mold, so I'm really glad that I have that. One interesting thing about Draco is he has his wand, the Snitch, and he also comes with this green broom representing the Firebolt 2001, so that's just a nice inclusion. I'm pretty sure that that's actually a new color for that broom piece. When you rotate him around, he does have a little cape, and he does have a bit of back printing showing a hood, and yeah, that's really all there is for this version of Draco. So here is probably one of my favorite minifigs in the series. It's probably within the top 3, definitely within the top 5. After I'm done with this review, of all these figures, I'm actually going to compile a list of my top 10 favorite figures in the series, and I'll do that. But yeah, Luna Lovegood, this is her casual outfit from the 6th book when she finds Harry on the train. She has a 2x3 printed tile with the Quibbler showing the Spectre specs. It's actually a bit of a shiny metallic piece. And she, interestingly enough, actually does have the new medium-sized legs in blue. I feel like they should have given her taller, normal-style Lego legs, because I feel like the medium-sized legs only suit the characters from movies 3 and 4. And especially since this is movie or book 6, I feel like they should have the tall legs by then. But hey, I'm gonna end up swapping these out for normal blue legs, but it's gonna be good because I'm gonna actually have these blue medium legs just as an extra piece. So I guess that kind of works. She does have a new molded hair piece, which I really like. It really captures her. And also when I remove this tile piece, she does have the satchel bag piece from Indiana Jones in purple. She also has a cloth dress piece. And go around to the back. She does have an alternate face print right there. No back printing on the torso, however. But she does feature her Spectre specs there. And I really love that look for the minifigure. So here is Neville Longbottom in his herbology outfit. This is the first and only version of Neville. I'm hoping that eventually they do a school uniform version of him. But the herbology outfit is a really nice torso. I really like how that looks. It's simple, but it really works. He actually, to represent the earmuffs, he has the headphone piece remolded in dark brown with kind of olive green painting to represent the earmuffs. And since he's in his herbology class, you do have a little cauldron piece in dark orange with the mandrake. I believe that this is a new mold for the mandrake piece, and also a very nice print. I'm not sure if this little stem piece is a new mold. I think it might be. He does have the medium-sized legs. I'm not sure why he was based upon book 2. This is because the mandrakes was in the second movie or second book, so the kids should have just the normal short legs. But I actually saw somewhere on YouTube, someone said that Neville was actually one of the tallest ones in their essentially age range. So I don't know, but again, just like with Luna, I do appreciate that. And he does have an alternate face and back printing, and this is the face when he hears the mandrakes scream and he faints. And this could also just represent a sleeping version of him, which I do quite enjoy. Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for Neville. So here is Cho Chang, and she does come with an owl right there, just representing a barn owl. I do appreciate that print. I'm just going to remove that so we can get a better look at the figure. Now, she also, just like Luna and Neville, she uses the medium-sized legs. However, I feel like she shouldn't have those because she is much older than Harry. I believe that she's like a year above Harry. So when Harry was in year 4, she was in her 5th year at Hogwarts. So if this is based off of book 4 or movie 4, she should still have the taller legs. I don't know, but again, it's going to be helpful and convenient just to have those as extra because I'm going to be swapping her legs out for the tall legs. Now, one thing which I don't like is that she has darker skin, as you can clearly see. I don't really like that. It doesn't capture her character. She was actually very pale in the movies, so I'm not sure what's up with that. I feel like one of the main draw points of this figure is going to be the Ravenclaw outfit, because this is the only way to get a generic Ravenclaw outfit. Let me see if I can get her hair off. It's one of those rubbery hair pieces. There we go. And there is the front. She also has a skirt piece just like Luna. And yeah, that's it for Cho. Here is Seamus Finnegan. This time, the darker skin on him actually makes sense, unlike with Cho Chang. And Seamus also has another variation of the Gryffindor sweater, this time featuring the Gryffindor scarf. I feel like a lot of people are going to use that in the Quidditch match set, just put him in the stands to be cheering for the Gryffindor, because he does come with a really nice printed Gryffindor flag, which you can see right there. I really love that print. I'm hoping that eventually they make other minifigs with the other flags of the other houses. That'll be really nice. Going on to the back, he just has the continuation of the scarf and a hood, and this is a pretty simple figure, so not much else to say about him. except for it's very, very easy to find him in the bag since the flag piece is very big. But yeah, that's it for Seamus Finnegan. Let's move on to the next figure. And here he is, Lord Voldemort, the new Lord Voldemort. And I actually have the original one from 2005 right there. My mom actually found these big, well, not really that big, but these tall plastic cases. I'm actually using that to support the minifigs right now, and I'm actually storing some minifigs inside of some of them, so it's actually really convenient for that. But yeah, I feel like this Voldemort is really nice. His robe is actually a dark green color, and he does have the new kind of robe or dress piece used for him, and he is very, very easy to find because you're going to find that robe or dress piece, and then you're also going to end up finding the new mold for this big snake representing Nagini, and it does have some little painted on eyes. It is molded in olive green, and I do really like that. Very, very cool accessory because Nagini is pretty much its own character, especially since it is one of the Horcruxes, so that's really cool. I love the printing on Lord Voldemort on his face. Very, very simple minifig, very, very easy to find, but that's pretty much it for him. Next up is the new version of Dobby. He actually comes with Tom Riddle's diary right there with the little hole where it was stabbed, where Harry stabbed it with the tooth. You can open it up, and we have a little printed 1x2 tile with the sock. It's very, very easy to find this figure. You're going to want to search for a 1x2 tile and a pair of short legs, and then you'll know that it's Dobby. Speaking of short legs, he does have the dual molded short legs. Some people don't really like the head used for this version of Dobby, but I actually really like it better than the other ones. I felt like the other ones were too small in proportion to the torso, and this version is just much better. I really like this new Dobby figure, and that's it for him. This next figure is Professor Trelawney, the original version of her from the 2005 Hogwarts Castle, or sorry, 2004 Hogwarts Castle, I believe it was. That version is very, very expensive nowadays, and I feel like this one is perfect to the film. It's very, very easy to find in a bag if you're feeling for it, because she also has the new dress or robe piece and this giant dual molded hair piece, which is very nice. The printing on her is very detailed as well. It's kind of hard to see on the camera. Oh, and she fell over. And she does actually have this new mold for a teacup with a removable saucer, and that's a very, very nice piece. I could definitely see even a lot of Lego City fans trying to maybe just pick a few of those pieces up on Bricklink or something, because if you're making a Lego cafe, you have some teacups. Yeah, I'm not sure if the teacup is a new mold, actually. It may have been used in some of the Simpsons sets and Friends sets. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that it is a new mold. I feel like the face print perfectly captures how she looks in the movie, and I feel like the hairpiece also really, really captures the character. And let's move on to Cedric Diggory. So here is Cedric Diggory. He is very, very easy to find because you'll feel the big Tri-Wizard cup right there, which does have some metallic printing on it, and I do like that. Let me just remove that from him. He does have a new printed face, and I feel like this hairpiece is a pretty good way to capture him. I do appreciate the torso print. Definitely reminds me of the 2005 Harry Potter figure from the Graveyard Duel set. If I ever get that set, this figure is going in it. He does have side leg printing with some little stripes, and on the back of his shirt it does say Diggory, and that wraps it up for Cedric. So here is Professor Flitwick, and I feel like this is the best possible Flitwick that LEGO could ever make. I don't think that there's any way to improve upon this figure, and I love it. He's got the bow tie and a nice printed torso, which can be used for other figures as well. He has a new mold for the megaphone piece, which is a nice and welcome addition, and also a new mold for the hair, and also some little coattails on the back. Figure is pretty easy to feel for. Since there are only 3 figures in the series with short legs, you're going to want to find the short legs and then the megaphone, because the megaphone is very, very easy to feel for. And that's it for Flitwick. And next up we have Mad Eye Moody, one of my favorite figures in the series. I love all the detailing throughout him. He's got dual molding on his legs for his one for his boot and one for his metal leg. He has his staff right there. Let's just remove that from him. And I love the printed face and a new mold for the hair. And if you remember in book 4, Mad Eye was actually Barty Crouch Jr. taking Polyjuice Potion. So you have a Barty Crouch Jr. face right there. Let's just turn that around. You do get a Barty Crouch hairpiece. Would have liked if this was a darker brown color, but whatever. We still got the hairpiece. That looks nice. And also, this is the Maraca piece, remolded in gold with brown paint around it to look like a vial of Polyjuice Potion, which I feel perfectly looks like the vial that he would always fill it up with, and he would always be drinking it throughout the movie. You'd kind of just see him walking around, and at the end of the book or the movie, you would learn it was actually Barty Crouch Jr. The next figure in the list is one of my favorites. It's the Invisibility cloak Harry Potter. This is a new cloth piece with a very, very reflective exterior, and underneath it, we have a really, really nice printed interior with some stars and moons and all types of little designs. Harry does actually come with his pajamas, because during the scene when he got the invisibility cloak, he did have his pajamas, and I do like the printed flesh details to represent his feet, and he does have some back print on there. This is based off of the scene from year 1, and he does have a new expression as well. Here is Dumbledore, and so far this is my favorite minifig out of the entire series. He's got a printed bowl piece, or plate piece. It's really, really big for a plate, but it's representing the pensive with a metallic print in it, which I definitely really, really like. And I did actually make a little stand for it, which I'm going to put inside of my Dumbledore's office build. It might change around a little bit, but there's that. And this is my favorite figure, I think I already said, so far. He does have a new hair hat combo, which is dual molded with some gold paint. And let's take off the beard, which is also a new molded piece. And there's what he looks like under there. Very, very nice printing throughout the figure. I really, really like it. No back printing, but you don't really need that. And that's it for all of the Harry Potter figures. Let's start off our Fantastic Beasts minifigures with Newt Scamander. He is an updated version of the LEGO Dimensions pack. Firstly, he has the new wands piece in a dark orange, which is exclusive to him. Let me just remove that. And also the new suitcase piece, which you can open up. I do really like that. Newt does have an updated torso print showing his bow truckle picket coming out from behind his collar, and dual molded legs. He also has a new face print and some back printing as well. And he does come with the Niffler, which is a really, really cute dual molded piece. I really, really like that. Let's move on to Tina. Here is Tina. She's an updated version of the LEGO Dimensions pack. That version had a dark gray hat and a light gray kind of jacket on her. But this version comes with a dark blue hat and a sand blue jacket, which I feel like the jacket and the hat were a bit more bluish. They were kind of like a bluish gray, a bit more bluish than they were gray. So I do appreciate this update. She does have a hot dog, which represents the hot dog that she was eating in the beginning of the movie. I really like the dual molding. It flows really seamlessly into the rest of the figure. And there's the back. You can easily feel for her hat and also the hot dog. One thing that's really interesting is she does have an alternate face. Not sure why they did it for her as opposed to any other figure, but hey, I'd rather have an alternate face than no alternate face. Here is Jacob Kowalski. I love the printing on the face. It really captures the character from the movie. And he also has the printing for the jacket as well, which can be a pretty useful piece in other scenarios. The same suitcase piece as Newt, and he does actually have the little suitcase buckles, which I don't think I mentioned with Newt. However, if you remember in the beginning of Fantastic Beasts, Jacob was just trying to get some money to start his Kowalski bakery store, and he does have a few little pastries in there, really, really nice printed tiles, and that allows you to feel for this figure really easily. You're going to want to feel for the suitcase and then for some of those one-by-one tiles. Next up is Queenie Goldstein. This is Tina's sister, and let me just say that this apple strudel piece is an absolutely amazing mold. Let me just zoom in on that. That is such a great mold there with some really great details. Like, that's just amazing. And it's also very, very easy to feel for that piece. That's the main giveaway if you want to search for this figure. She has really, really nice printing on the legs. She has dual molding. She's got printing along kind of the end of where her dress would be. And she also has printed high heels on her feet, which I think is amazing. The pink on the dress is kind of a shiny color. And she also has some back printing. One of the most detailed figures out of the Fantastic Beasts lineup here. So here is Credence Barebone. This figure is, well, it's a pretty bare figure of accessories, pun definitely intended, because he pretty much comes with nothing, just a 1x2 tile. And the only other figure to have a 1x2 tile is Dobby, so you're going to want to search for a 1x2 tile and a pair of normal Lego legs. That 1x2 tile is one of the pamphlets that he was handing out that says Witches Live Among Us. One thing which I kind of like is that the hairpiece is actually the original hairpiece used on the first ever Lego Ron Weasley, which I think is kind of interesting that it's still being used today and with a Wizarding World character. I do like the face print, just a generic looking face, and the torso print is nice. No back torso print, but they did make up for that by including a back face print for when he becomes the Obscurus, and I definitely like that. And here we are, the 22nd figure, and the last figure in the set. The rarest figure. You only get one of these every 60 packs. Percival Graves. And I'm kind of disappointed that LEGO did this because I feel it's going to make the price rise up a lot. I checked Bricklink last night for the price of him. People are selling him just like they opened up the bag and didn't even build him, pretty much new, for $22, which is insane. I'm sure that the price is going to drop. This set has only been out for 10 days, but I will say that the figure doesn't disappoint. He's got really intricate printing on the torso with the white, the red, and you can barely see it, but the blue for the scarf right there. He's got hair printing, side arm printing, leg printing, of course, really nice back printing. And as you know, Percival Graves was actually Grindelwald in disguise, so you can swap around his head. And there we have Johnny Depp as Grindelwald, and you even get an extra hairpiece. Now, it's kind of giving you a giveaway as to what figure it is, because the only other figure to have two hairpieces is Mad-Eye Moody, and if you really feel hard enough, you can kind of distinguish which hairpiece is which. But the way that I just was able to feel this guy out and tell that it was him was that Mad-Eye Moody comes with the Polyjuice Potion piece and also his big staff, and Percival Graves is just a figure with two hairpieces. So if you find two hairpieces and pretty much nothing else other than a normal Lego minifigure parts, then you know that it is Percival Graves. And I will say this is an amazing minifigure. Don't spend $22 on him. Go to your Lego store and try to feel him. If you don't, then that's fine. I feel like the price is going to drop. I really do. But that wraps it up for this minifigure series. So there it is, guys. The entire Lego Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts collectible minifigure series. And oh boy, if you sat through this entire video or at least watched most of it, then give yourself a round of applause. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And as you can see, I've just laid out pretty much all the figures here, kind of in various poses. And this is such an amazing series for this theme. I feel like they couldn't have done many of these figures better. A few of them, like for example Cho Chang, I was a bit disappointed in, but let me just say that this is an amazing series, and there's definitely something for everyone. If you're a fan of the Wizarding World, there's definitely something for you in this series. And if you're able to feel up some of the packs, really, if you only want like just a few characters and you want to feel up some packs, you won't have to spend too much to get some of these characters, and they're all really, really great figures. So that's really much it for this video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I've enjoyed it. I hope that you have. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next review. Bye.